Hi everybody, hope you had a great weekend and did all kinds of fun things. I know it's been hot in Fayetteville. I personally was out in Colorado this last week and where I did some 14ers, which is anything, our peaks 14,000 feet and above. I did 2 of them. If you're interested in that, follow me on YouTube and I'll tell you all about why I'm doing that and the progress I'm making on my fitness and acclimatization, to altitude. And of course, that's in prep for my adventure out to Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, East Africa. I'm also going to be doing, in the first quarter of next year, I'll be doing Everest Base Camp. That's in Nepal, part of the planet I have never been to, but the Himalayas are supposed to be absolutely amazing. So anyhow, if you want to know more about that, feel free to ask me or follow me on YouTube and Instagram and those kind of things, and you'll see those progressions. I also tie it into hospitality, by the way, because this is a part of a growing element or segment of the hospitality market, which is experience and adventure hospitality. We all want to have some level of experience, and we're getting out like we've never done before and experiencing new things like we have never done before. A lot of people attribute that to the pandemic and how we were sequestered basically without the ability to go out. It made us rethink some things. So anyhow, that's that spasm. This week, well, you've gone through the hotel component. And you've gone through the rooms division where you learned a little bit about how hotels operate, their structure, housekeeping division, so on and so forth. Now there's another very large component of a full resort or full hotel, which is the food and beverage section, which we're getting into right now. This week, we're going to, hopefully, you will be able to describe the duties and responsibilities of the F&B director and other key department heads within food and beverage. Now, this is food and beverage of a hotel, not a restaurant, okay? We'll cover that later. But there are some similarities in terms of the disciplines that they apply, their work day, and those types of things. You'll also be able to describe a typical director's day. You'll state the functions and responsibilities of the whole department. It includes things like catering, meeting setups, those types of things. Room service also falls under that. And you'll be able to perform computations using key food and beverage operating ratios. Things like labor cost, turns, labor cost, food costs, those kind of things. They're very important. They're common terms and common calculations within this business. And you'll cover that in chapter 4 of the textbook and in the lectures. Now the next one, which I love doing the next section in person, because I usually bring bottles of wine, bottles of liquor, those kinds of props, if you will. And I've got a few of them back here that people have given me over time. By the way, I used to own a bourbon bar, and we morphed that into a craft cocktail bar in South Louisiana, believe it or not, in Baton Rouge. That was non-existent here, but we built one and we won some awards, and I sold it, thankfully, knock on something, prior to the pandemic kicking in. So I got in and out at a pretty good time. Now with this, if you're 21 and you're able or allowed to drink, I suggest you try these and spend some time on this particular lesson. It comes alive when you get to activate that taste sense. Now you should be able to list and describe the main grape varieties: Pinot Noir, Chablis. I'm drawing a blank on it. Pinot Noir, Cabernet, Merlot, those types of grapes. Suggest appropriate pairings for wine and food. If you're like me, you are always curious when people say, "Oh, this particular wine would go well with steak, with fish, with, pasta." So you'll be able to learn more about that through this. You'll be able to identify various types of beer. I don't suggest you roam up and down and do a little bar hop there at the university. But if you do or have the opportunity to ask others who have done that, I'm sure you'll get the various types of beer, and you can make that into a nice little anecdotal lesson for this section. Then you should be able to list the types of spirits and their main ingredients, bourbon versus whiskey, the different types of vodka. You can go through all that. Explain a restaurant's liability in terms of serving alcoholic beverages. This is a huge, huge area and very important for you to understand. Restaurants can get into a lot of trouble. This is easily goes into the over-serving of guests and what to look out for. So please pay attention to that area. It's important not only for your career, but for for your career in any area, and for this particular lesson. So thank you very much, guys. I love hearing from y'all. Keep it going. Good luck this week. Hope you have a great one. Let me know if I can do anything to help you.